Out is Exum, available, Washington, questionable, Marshall. We'll warm up and see how he feels. And then also for Luka, we'll warm up and see how he feels.
Jason, what do you miss the most about not having PJ?
Yeah, I think his ability to play both ways, offense and defense, his leadership, his defense, his rebounding. We missed a lot. And so it's good to get him back into the fold tonight.
How much does that just help the flow of everything, just having a guy back and everybody kind of falling back into some of their roles?
Yeah, I think when you talk about the flow, adding, guys coming back from injury and trying to get back into the flow. And so patience is going to be a big thing as we get healthy here. And so just understanding, looking at PJ's minutes, he's not going to play the 36 minutes that he's been playing until we get some minutes under his belt. But it's a group effort right now, and with the injuries we've had, we've given other guys the opportunity to play, and some have taken full advantage of that.
Yeah, like Quentin Grimes, how good he was in the first half. I talked to Jared Dudley at halftime, and he's like, well, he's just getting more opportunity. Like, you guys knew he was capable. He's just now getting the minutes. What did you see, though?
Yeah, I thought Q's been great since we got him into the rotation early, and he's taken full advantage of that. Again, he's one of the guards that does help us with the rebounding and then being able to knock down some shots. So being able to get him consistent minutes here as we go forward is key.
Jason, given the stretch that you've been through lately, how would you characterize the spirits of the group at this point?
Spirit's great. Spirit's up, ready to go to work today. It's disappointing that we lost, yes, and we lost a couple close games here, but it only can make us better as we go forward, and that's the way we're looking at it, is being able to be battle-tested on the road. We came up short. We can talk about being short-handed. We can use all the excuses. We lost. That's just part of the sport, and we'll learn from those losses as much as we'll learn from the wins.
Jason, how much correlation is there between the defensive rebounding problems that you've talked about and the perimeter defense and just the fact that you guys keep allowing drives and that there's scramble situations and switching that's happening on the inside that isn't allowing you to set up for defensive rebounding situations?
Yeah, I think when you talk about rebounding, it's simple. It's just the want and your will, and it's as simple as you can keep it. And if you get into rotations or different things defensively, that becomes complicated. So if you just keep it simple, if your want and the physicality of your will, it eliminates a lot of the question marks. And so that is something that we have struggled with. But as we go forward, we understand that we're starting to trend in the right way. The live back helps us with that, and then PJ and Maxey out there definitely helps us too.
And then, maybe it's just because you guys were the only game on Thursday, but it feels like there's been a lot of discussion in the media and, talking heads talking about your team. I'm curious what your evaluation of this team is through 12 games.
Yeah, it just happened that we were the only thing on NBA TV, I guess, and so. But I think it's a compliment that everyone wants to talk about us in a positive or negative light. When you're one of the best teams in the league, that's the territory you have to get used to. And this is a new group, and understanding there is no panic. We might not be shooting the ball straight. We might not be rebounding, but we come back to work the next day to get better. As someone asked, how's the team? The energy is high. Everybody's in a positive state and excited about the game tonight.
When you have a defensive breakdown like you did with the game on the line the other night, what's the process look like to try to teach from that? And what are you hoping your guys learn from that?
Yeah, I think just the communication is the first step, and we had a misstep with the communication and understanding that's fixable, and then being in that situation again to get it right. And there's no guarantee that we can get it right. It could be another mistake that we can learn from, and so late game is something that we've had issues here defensively and offensively, but again, we give up 2 points. We have the ball to tie or win, And when you got one of the best, if not the best player in the world, you truly believe that it's going to be a tie or he's going to have a step back three. And neither happened. We got a good look from Marshall, didn't go down, and we can learn from that.
Coach,
Last night, Chris Paul became the third player in NBA history to get 12,000 career assists, joining you and John Stockton. What is it about Chris that makes him such a good passer?
Well, his durability, his ability to play with talent. He sets the table, understands, how to play the game at a very high level with the pass, and it seems like him and LeBron going to play into their 50. And just understanding how well he's playing for the Spurs. But just, he understands how to play the game at a high level, basketball IQ, but using the pass, is something that he does at a high level.
Jason, as you prepare for San Antonio and looks at some of their recent games, what's your perspective on the way Wemby is shooting from the outside and scoring this past week?
Yeah, Pop is out and the threes are going up. He's shooting a lot more threes. When you look at, he's aggressive. I think they've told him to shoot more threes here while Pop is out before he gets back. And so just understanding that he's a guy that can, shoot the three. No one's going to block it. And if you do go for the pump fake, he only needs a half a dribble to get to the rim. And so understanding that you can see he's getting comfortable shooting the three. They're playing they're playing really good basketball, and he's, a problem. No matter if he's shooting a three or not, just not on the offensive end, but also you got to account for him on the defensive end.
Jason, is there anything else you've noted? Really noticed it's different with Johnson in the last 8 games.
Just everyone's aggressive. You just look at getting comfortable early in the season. Sometimes it just takes a little time to get your feet settled. But he's ultra aggressive right now, and he causes a problem.
what are your thoughts about Castle thus far this season?
When you talk about a young player, he's another one they've given the green light to, and so he is attacking at a very high level. He's getting the ball to the rim, and so for us, we got to make sure that we keep him off the free throw line and account for him on the floor.